Today, 10th of October, is the World Mental Health Day 2025. It's a reminder that in the face of disasters, in terms of natural disasters, conflicts, pandemics, displacements, economic collapse, mental health care becomes more essential and yet more fragile. Today, I challenge you in your homes, in your community, in your workplace. Always ask yourself, how can I show up? How can I speak up? How can I support mental health? Especially when life hits the hardest in terms of crisis, including collapse, flood, anything that can displace people. It is when you ask this question that the seed of hope becomes the mighty oak tree. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever we are in this part of the world. I'm Dr. Olusegun Peter Ogunobi, your mental health advocate on Mind Matters with Dr. Nobi. Today, 10th of October, is the World Mental Health Day 2025. And of course, the theme for this World Mental Health Day is access to services, mental health in catastrophe and emergencies. Today, the World Mental Health Day, we gather not just to raise awareness, but to commit to action. Actions not only in times that are calm, but also in crisis time. And if you look at this year's theme again, access to services, mental health in catastrophe and emergencies, is a reminder that in the face of disasters, in terms of natural disasters, conflicts, pandemics, displacements, economic collapse, mental health care becomes more essential and yet more fragile. The challenges we face are: 1. Disrupted infrastructures and overwhelming system. In emergencies, hospitals, clinics, transportation system, communications, all these things get damaged and they are overloaded. That means mental health care can't be reached. Another challenge is psychological impact of catastrophe. Trauma, loss, grief, uncertainty, fear, they all surge in crisis time. And many people will develop anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and many. Another challenge is stigma and silence intensify during crisis. Already mental health is already, of course, stigmatized, but it surges. This stigma surges during catastrophe and crisis period. Inequitable access. Vulnerable populations like children, women, displaced persons, low-income communities, minorities, they suffer the most and they are least likely to get help. Scarcity of mental health professionals and funding become worsened during catastrophe. Delayed responses and low preparedness. Number 6 is another challenge that we face. Often psychological support comes as an afterthought. Therefore, we have delayed, under-resourced funding and uncoordinated approach. Naturally, the system is active and not proactive. What can we do? That is, solutions that matters. Even under pressure, there are concrete steps that we can take. We can champion, mobilize, or implement these causes to help in terms of emergency. For example, we can have emergency preparedness and integration. Let's build a mental health, let's build it into disaster management. Just as we plan for food, shelter, medicine, water, let's train first responders in psychological first aid. Let's decentralize and share tasks. Let's use trained non-specialists, community workers, peer supporters. Let them be able to provide basic psychological support, screenings, and referral. Let's leverage on support models, peer network, and co. Let's make use of our mobile networks remotely while protecting the privacy. The use of telehealth, phone calls, use of mobile apps, chatbots, all these things. Let's use our smartphones to help by providing mental health care solutions to people. Another thing is for us to rapidly deploy mental health team. In crisis, let's quickly mobilize teams of psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers. Let's mobilize them to the team, to the place. Let's make sure that we normalize conversations. On the normal day, people don't talk. But what happens in mental health crisis is that people don't talk the more. And let's ensure funding and policy. I want to beg the government of the day, especially in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to advocate and to ensure that there is dedicated fund for mental health in crisis budget and humanitarian aid packages. Let the government, NGOs, authorities, let's coordinate and integrate mental health and other services in times of crisis. Let's monitor, evaluate, and adapt interventions so that they can remain effective under these challenging conditions. And let us make sure that we put in plans that will be sustainable beyond the crisis. After the immediate emergency, let's ensure continuity of care, follow-up, referrals into non-crisis systems and community. A personal call to anyone watching that you matter in this. If you are listening today, you have a role to play. You can listen to someone who is hurting. You can spread awareness by reducing stigma. You can choose to volunteer, support mental health in your community. You can advocate to decision makers for mental health resources and policies. In crisis, we often focus entirely on survival. Yet, survival isn't just physical. Our minds need care as well. Let us not allow disaster to silence our minds. Let us be able to hold space, to heal, to restore. Today, I challenge you in your homes, in your community, in your workplace. Always ask yourself, how can I show up? How can I speak up? How can I support mental health? Especially when life hits the hardest in times of crisis. Building collapse, flood, anything can displace people. It is when you ask this question that the seed of hope becomes the mighty oak tree. Thank you. I remain yours sincerely, Dr. Olusegun, your servant, your mental health advocate, and your regular host on My Matters with Dr. Nobi. Remember, as I always say, there is no health without mental health. Make sure you follow us, make sure you support us, and make sure you click the subscribe button on our YouTube at Dr. Nobi Official.